Hi, my name is Richard Dansoh, and my partners for this project were Aldo, Garcia, and Darlin, Alberto. For our final project, we built an app that we call the CPI Visualizer. Now, as a brief introduction, what is a consumer price index and what is it used for? It has various uses, but one of its most common uses is as a way to detect inflation. Essentially, it keeps track of the change in prices across different categories, major categories in the United States, throughout pretty much all the regions in the United States. Um, Given the increasing importance of the economy to the average American citizen, we wanted to be able to expose this information without the hassle of drudging through the Bureau of Labor Statistics for scattered data. The purpose of the CPI Visualizer is to give users a fast and easy way to look up consumer price index data across regions throughout the United States. The app supports CPI data across major common markets including gas, food, housing, technology, and apparel. Okay, so now we're on our home page, and this is the actual location of our main app. As I touched on before, there's numerous regions and categories that we can explore when pulling up CPI data. So let's say we wanted to compare the change in gas prices in different regions of the country. So first, let's say we'll stick with the year 2012, and we'll start off with looking at, say, Miami, Florida. And we can type that in and it comes up. And we want to look up gas. So we'll add this series, selected and graph. And this right here is the series for gas prices generally in the Miami region. Now, let's say we wanted to add another series to this chart. So let's go to San Francisco. And again, we'll look up gas prices to compare the trends. And we'll select the series and graph it. And again, we can see the series and how they compare. And just for fun, we'll do one more. Let's say New York. Again, gas. We'll add the series and graph it. And again, just a simple way to compare the data. And now let's reset this. So initially, we just started, our query with looking up areas and going from those areas to look up the categories specific to those areas. But we can also go backwards. So let's say we look up, I don't know, peanut butter. Now you'll notice there's only one available region that we can select from, U.S. On average. Depending on the query, you do have to filter out some of the data because, for example, they don't have CPI data for peanut butter in Miami, Florida. I guess that would be too hard to get. So we can select this series, add it. Let's say we want to start from 1991 now. Select the series and graph it. And again, we have our data for peanut butter from 1991 to 2012 in the entire US. And it seems like peanut butter has been on the increase for some reason. Okay, now we can do one more. So let's say we want our start year to be, I don't know, 2009. And we want to look up how clothing prices have changed in the New York region, a region that is probably very pertinent to the fashion industry. So we look up apparel, add the series, again select it, graph, and I particularly like this because while I don't know much about fashion, you can kind of see the seasonality occurring here where essentially at the first of every July and January, you see this decline and increasing in the prices of clothing in New York. So again, this is just a general app to kind of give the average American citizen, whether they're just curious about what's a good place to live for gas prices or whether they actually want to do some considerable analysis to go, for the CPI data. With that being said, that's all we have for now, but thanks for watching.